What's going on, my crew? This is Jay, and welcome to another episode of the Dark Trilogy. And in today's episode, we're going to do something just a little bit different. I'm actually going to remodel this place again. I've kind of talked about it, but that's not what we're doing in this episode per se. I want to get in here and show you guys a few things that I've been doing. I've got elevators going all the way up and, of course, back down. So I want to start taking out these staircases and remodeling the inside here. I want to make it a tad bit bigger. I want to get rid of these doors. I want to replace some of these factory blocks with some future blocks, and utilize some right here. These are the future blocks. They look pretty cool, especially this. I want to utilize some other decorational blocks that I don't typically see. A lot of chisel blocks, a lot of laboratory blocks. I'm thinking about getting rid of this orange line at the top here. Okay, you guys, we're back, and as you guys can see, I have completely and totally overhauled our beautiful base. And I wanted to come over here and check on our bees, because we haven't checked on them in a while. As you guys can see, I've moved quite a bit of things. Really been overhauling this place. I haven't run these guys through again, and that's because I want to get the mutagen stuff and all that worked out prior to doing that. But let's take a look at what I've done, because I've done quite a few things off camera. A lot of overhauling, which has taken me a lot of time. I haven't been able to record much of anything this week, so I'm kind of scrambling now. But you guys can see how I've set up this little energy conduit thing going up. This is temporary while I overhaul this bottom part here. I've still got some walls to knock off and stuff like that, but for the most part, we've got our things sort of moved around. I've got the tank storage for our bee stuff right here. We're gonna put the dentistry stuff right here. This is sort of the bee laboratory. As you guys can see back here, we have a wonderful catwalk, and this thing is one of my favorite things that I've built so far. And we're gonna have another one of these elevator blocks right up here so that we can go up to the top. But for now, there's one that goes down here, and this one is going to be used to sort of make a room that I'm not completely and totally sure exactly what we're going to do with it, but it's going to have something to do with the magic side of things, so that we can get that out of this area and into a wider space that's on its own. Mainly because the Botania stuff is going to be up there, so I want the blood magic and the Thaumcraft stuff to be downstairs. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of AE stuff today, but before we get into that, I wanted to just let you guys know we're pretty disorganized right now with all the movements and stuff like that. Currently, we've got our big reactor here, and that thing has been pumped full of power and has a ton of yellorium still in it, but that's using a lot of power. So the amount of setup that we're going to be doing in the future here is going to be it's going to be a little daunting, to be honest with you. Let me fix this so we can continue to get I don't know if that's going to work. Let's take a look for a second at the amount of power that we've got going on. So we still haven't filled this CESU completely full. We have the macerator, which you get the crushed zinc ore. The electrical engine, I want to get rid of that. So I did a little tutorial on power, and I noticed a few things about power that I wanted to share with you guys. These solar panels are really easy to make, and I'd like to set up that for a EU system so that we can get our ore washing plant and stuff like that instead of the water mill system. Now this only allows us to build one solar panel. You know what I'm just thinking? This uses coal powder, and a water mill is a little bit more of a pain to set up, but that's just sticks as well, and we get two of those instead of the one. I'm not sure which is going to be the best power. The water mill gives 0 to 2 EUs per tick. If we set up, and it all depends, because a solar array would be, in my opinion, more efficient, because eventually we can get these advanced solar panels. So we'll already have all the solar panels made up. Our big thing is we want to be able to get to the quantum core panel here, which is going to give us a lot of power. So if we build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these and slowly upgrade them to these more advanced solar panels as we go along, which, by the way, this is sort of the objective that I want to start working on for EU or industrial craft power. We also have a couple different things that I'm not sure what exactly they do or how the power is utilized. It says capacity, generation, and transfer. I have no idea what any of that means, so I'm going to have to, I don't know, look it up or something. But yeah, that's sort of where we're going with these. As well as we need a capacitor, yeah, right here, capacitor banks. These guys right here, we don't want the vibrant one, we want the normal one. We need a hardened energy cell, which isn't that difficult to make. We've got enough materials, and these guys. So I went over that in the power tutorial. So what we're going to do is we're going to set that up, and we're going to have the capacitor bank between, or down here, where the reactor is. So this reactor, actually, I'm going to dig out and pull out, and that guy is going to go over here. We're going to dig this deeper. That's why I haven't finished this off, because I want to push this whole thing down quite a bit, actually. And we're going to have the reactor chamber right along this wall, pretty big and long. And then what we're going to be doing is we're also going to be doing the culinary generator. I'm going to set up a few of these culinary generators, and we are going to set up a little bit of a farm situation, because at the top here, I did have a little creeper explosion. I'm going to be setting up some stations. So in the middle here, we're going to have, what is the Mine Factory Reloaded. Factory Reloaded has a couple of these different things. I don't know everything. I'm going to have to, of course, check that out. But I want a planter. And I want a harvester. I think a harvester only does trees, so whatever the harvester is for normal plants, I want to use that. And that's going to collect them, and a few of those are going to go into our culinary generator to help us generate some power in the capacitor bank. The idea behind this is that I want to be using completely and totally renewable energy sources to power our things. I don't want to rely on the reactor. That's the sort of important part here, is getting away from the reactor and trying to set up a system that we don't need to rely on yellorium ingots and stuff like that. So let's look at the one thing I wanted to do today, which is I wanted to make an ME import bus, which we already have the annihilation core. We just need a sticky piston and 2 iron ingots. Let's go down. Ooh. I was just realizing this isn't hooked up yet, and I need to get into there. So we're gonna have to string one of these guys across the top. The import bus is gonna allow us to import items from the refined things that we make from the pulverizer into our ME drive, which is going to be super, super important, because I want to be able to utilize this import bus a lot more than I have. Ooh, we need the leadstone energy cell here. That's one thing that I definitely wanted to make sure was working. Stick that there. Okay. So that's out. We want... I guess we won't know. I guess we just have to assume it's working. And if it doesn't, that'll turn off. But we need a switch for that as well. Well, right now I'm not too concerned about it. I actually I need to be concerned. Anyways, let's go up there and get that annihilation core if we can. Ah, shoot, it's off. Oh, which is not good because that means that we actually didn't do it right. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, we want this ignored. There we go. There. Okay. Let's get in here. Get our annihilation core. I hope it's in here. Is it not in here? No, it is not. It is downstairs, apparently. Okay. Well, we also need a lever before we get all that stuff taken out. Alright. Annihilation core is not... Oh, but we do need these. I wonder if I have a sticky piston. We'll have to check our system up there to see. We are running on power, so I want to be quick about this. But I honestly do not think... Annihilation core right there. I honestly do not think that it takes that much power, so... Here we go. That's what I wanted to see. Give me that. And now we got 4 levers. Because, you know, we needed 4 levers, right? So pop. Oh, there's my lever. Up to here. This obviously is only going to be temporary. I think I can do that. That which will power here, which will power right there. But we have a problem. We turned the power to ignore. We want it on a high. Put it on the on state so we can actually use it. And then I need to see if I have sticky... Do I have a piston? No. Okay. Wood. I need some wood. I need some... We have cobble. I need redstone. Oops. And then I need a slime block. Not a slime block. Slime. And we're going to use a little bit of wood to make ourselves a crafting bench up here. Which, by the way, while we're here, let's do that. That way we can make sure... I think that's supposed to be 3 on the top. That way we can make sure that if we leave it like that, it's still going to be here. Alright. Piston. Sticky piston. Annihilation core. Now we have our import bus. So, the way this system works is we put this next to a chest, and then we can pipe it right in with glass ME cables, which we don't actually have on tap right now. I need to make some more up, but that's the general idea. I'm sorry for throwing out a quick episode at you guys. This is probably a lot shorter than I intended it, but I've got to continue to get busy on working on these things. It's a long process, but we're getting there. I want to put up a roof in here. We need to get some lights and all that stuff that are not torches in here. And I definitely need to get some cool lights going on up here. Get a garden going and all that stuff. So this is going to be sort of the process as we go through. But through this process, we're going to revisit some of these mods. Some of the mods that are just getting the systems reset up, like AE, the Gendistry and stuff. The bees and all that stuff, we're not going to revisit too much. We are going to add more machines like we did today with the import bus. But we are definitely going to revisit Botania. We're going to revisit Thaumcraft, and we're going to revisit Blood Magic and a couple other mods while we're here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was a short episode. Hope you guys still enjoyed it. And that's going to do it. So until next time, happy mining and crafting.